all the signs of the Zodiac. I'm Pam, and welcome to your mid-month Psychic Tarot update for September 2017. This month, I'm using the Hanson-Roberts Tarot deck. And remember, these are general readings, and to get messages pertaining specifically for you, you would need a private reading. Please be sure to watch your rising sign and your moon sign, because some months they're going to resonate more for you than your sun sign will. All that being said, now on to your mid-month Psychic Tarot updates. I'm starting with the first sign is Aries. Aries, the first card you have here in the reading is Five of Cups. And Five of Cups is a card to me that would symbolize sadness, loss, and regret. It could also indicate maybe you have trouble with alcohol. Somebody in your life could have problems with alcohol. But not all hope is lost, because there is still two cups upright. Not all the cups are overturned. I do feel that you're going through some kind of catalyst of change. I'm hearing the words catalyst of change, upheavals. That's the word I'm hearing, the words I'm hearing. So I feel like there's some kind of catalyst that's going to be bring in changes for you. And you may feel like a little discombobulated from that. You may have a quick change of address. You may have to leave your residence quickly for some reason. This could be like, we have these storms. They're going on as I record. I'm recording this on September 8th. So, Hurricane Irma is still, wheeling her way towards Florida on this day. And we've had many other tropical storms, and we have Hurricane Harvey, which, devastated parts of Texas. So this could be why you have a quick change of address for some reason. Some of you may be leaving because of storms. Some of you, it could be because of a breakup. Or it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going back there. It could be a temporary quick change of address. You may be looking at some hardcore problems or situations that have gone on that are difficult for you, and looking back into the past to see where they stem from. Maybe you need some kind of healing to go on in your life, or there are situations that need to be healed. Because I see you like you're looking back to the past. You're looking at things that are going on now that have roots that go back to the past, and you're like thinking about them, maybe looking into them, and this is going to bring you some kind of healing. So the second card you have here in this reading is the Seven of Cups, and this is scattered energy, scattered thinking, scattered emotions. It can be having difficulty in making a decision. It's also choose wisely from the illusions around you. Some of you may be thinking of getting out of a job and getting a whole new job completely. Some of you may be thinking about leaving your residence and getting a whole new residence completely. There's like some major shift or change. You're thinking of leaving something and going to something new. It could be a residence, it could be your job, it could be a love relationship, but it's like you're looking at something and you're thinking of changing it. I feel like part of the problem here for you, or part of the concern, is you need more money to do this. Like I see you figuring out, like trying to figure out how you can make more money, how you can increase your income, or how you can get the money to be able to do this, to make this shift or change. For some of you, not all of you, but for some of you, it's going to require some money that maybe you don't see you have, or that you just don't have enough yet to do it. You may also be questioning like divine order, like why am I here, or like something you're trying to do isn't completely working out. And I don't know, it's a little confusing, because I also get some of the structures in your life may feel like they got thrown off or out of order. Maybe they changed your job at work and now you're confused, like you have different duties than you did before, or they've changed, something's changed. Again, I keep getting like change, and it's thrown something out of order for you. Maybe your family, maybe people in your family left and went away to college, and now your life feels like, well, it's out of balance, it's out of order. What do I do now? Somehow your life is feeling like there's change that's occurred and structure feels out of order in mid-September. You may start dividing your time between two places. It could be two job locations, two homes. You may feel like you really need a rest. You need like a vacation, a pause, a rest. You may feel like that in September. You may feel overwhelmed, drained. I don't know that you're going to take the vacation, but I feel that you are in need of it, or you could use one. So I hope this little mid-month update helped you, Aries. Please be sure to watch at the beginning of the month of October when the videos are longer. They're 20 minutes long there, so you'll get more predictions. So hopefully that helped you. Now onto the sign of Taurus. And the first card you have, Taurus, is Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles to me is a card that symbolizes financial abundance, or God is giving you financial stability, financial abundance, financial blessings of some sort. I don't read the cards upside down, so reversed, I always go by what my guides say. So let's hear what they say. Some of you Tauruses are going through a period of time in mid-September or coming up soon where you're like reinventing yourself, or a business or something about connected to you. You also may feel like you got into some kind of jam or debt where you're going to be trying to figure out how you can pay some kind of debt down, or that you're going to have to pay, like either you're trying to figure out how to pay the debt down or get out of some kind of jam you're in, or you're going to be paying it down, and to get out of some kind of jam you're in, you're paying it off. It's like for you, most of you, I don't feel like you don't have the money. I feel like you do have it for most of you. Some of you are going to write up someone's going to write up a report about you or an article about you, but I feel like it's in a positive way. I'm hearing the word like a queen. And, you know, if you're a male Taurus, sorry, don't take offense to that. It means like royalty. Let's just put it that way. So I feel like they said it that way to me to indicate this report or write-up or whatever is positive. It's not a negative report, because they wouldn't be referring to you as royalty or as a queen if it was negative. If you wanted to get a loan from a bank or a grant, or from a family or friend, you needed money or a loan, you're going to get money that's going to come to you, or maybe insurance payouts if you're one of the people that got affected by some of these storms that are raging through the United States. I don't know how it's going in other countries. I don't know. Montana's having horrible fires. I don't know, but I'm just going to say you've got money coming to you, whether it's coming from a insurance payout, a loan from a bank, or a friend or a family member that wants to give it to you. You've got money coming to you in mid-September through till I feel like the midpoint or end of October. I feel like you have a good arc of time here. Now here you have the Six of Swords that's moving, and this is also can be long distance travel. It can be moving on to better shores. If you were on some questionable shores, you're moving to better shores. It's like everything that you were doing or working on or building up to, you're putting it in play. You're putting it in a state of progress. So something you're doing, like if you've been working on a book, a play, a report for work, a new sales plan, a computer program, an app, anything that you've been working on, gathering it together, spinning your wheels, spending your focus and energy on it, it's now going out into play. It's going out into the world. Some of you Tauruses are going to spend a lot of time traveling this month and into next month, maybe even the entire year. It could be this, I know we're like at the midpoint now, we're into like towards the end of the year. It could be like from now till next September. You could be traveling a lot, because I hear this year, but it can also be now, like right now. Somebody's going to stop you and tell you you've done a great job, and they're going to give you some kind of letter of recommendation or letter of accommodation or a letter of reference, or just build your confidence and say it, and it's going to give you a boost. You could actually get it in writing. Many of you, it's going to be like a letter you could use or an award of some sort, but some of you are just going to be hearing it. Like somebody's going to say, wow, Taurus, you did a great job. Thanks for, like a feather in your cap. So somehow, but it's like somebody stops you. Hey, Taurus, stop. I want to tell you what a great job you did. Or, hey, Taurus, here's an award. Hey, Taurus, thanks for doing a great job. Or a write-up even. Those of you that are traveling, I feel you're traveling to a distant land. I see Israel. I see that part of the world, So maybe you're in the military. And it could be for military reasons, or it could be to travel to, go to the temple in Jerusalem. I don't know, but it doesn't mean you're all going there. I'm just saying, a lot of Tauruses, you're traveling at a great distance. So I hope those messages helped you. Now on to the sign of Gemini. Gemini, the first card you have here in this reading is the Hermit, and this is spiritual guidance, could be spiritual protection. This could be your spirit guides lighting the way, showing you the path to go. You could also be the Hermit, taking a step back and getting a lay of the land before you proceed forward, but you're still spiritually guided. You're going to be telling people a lot of things. You're going to be making big statements, and people are going to be listening. This could be within your family. This could be within groups and organizations. This could be to the general public. It could be in business or clubs that you belong to or anything like that. And I'm hearing ding, 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 bells of truth are ringing. And people are going to be listening. So think on that, Gemini. Some of you have some big declarations or big things to say. And wherever it is, whether it's in your family, it's in groups, if it's in love, or if it's in work, or if it's to the public, people are really going to be listening. It's like you've got to work out the details about something, and that will be helping people. You're working out details that would be helping people. It just dawned on me that Trump is a Gemini, so maybe this has to do with the storms. I don't know. Keep that in mind. He just popped into my head right there. It's like you need to put a program or a plan in some kind of action that everybody needs to follow. So if you're a boss, you're doing this at your work. If you're a parent and you got to put laws and situations in place for everybody in the household to follow. Maybe you have kids and they're playing PlayStation too much, and it's like, you know what, you're on a schedule for PlayStation because you're spending too much time doing that, and you need to do your homework at this time, and you need to eat at that time. Or you could have elderly relatives, and you could be putting them on a schedule, but this could be happening at work. It could also be happening in groups and organizations. But it's like setting up a schedule, a program, and things that are going to happen. Like you do this, you do this. It's like almost like managing people too. So it's like putting a program together that involves you being the manager of others, and a schedule of time and events and order that needs to be followed. Some of you have big hurdles to cross, I'm hearing, and some of you are going to be doing downsizing. You could be moving to a smaller house. I see you taking things off of walls, and you're not taking them somewhere else. It's like you're getting rid of them. So, but they showed me that when they said downsizing. So however downsizing applies to you, it is a general reading. Don't forget. So here is the next card. I'm sorry, you have the Three of Swords. We have to hear why it's here. This could indicate a divorce. This can be heartbreak, sadness, some kind of loss could have occurred. This could also sometimes it indicates cheating. Somebody could be cheating. There's 3 swords, piercing heart. It's usually a card that's sadness, but I don't read them reversed, so we'll hear what my guides say. Maybe it would be actually reversed if I let the cards do that, but I don't. I do feel there's some kind of bitter disappointment for you that you hear that somebody's gone. And the somebody that may be gone could have been like a boss you had years ago and you're going to hear they passed away. Or a relative that lives at a distance you haven't seen in a long time, like an aunt or an uncle or an elderly relative maybe that has been ill or not doing well. I feel some of you Geminis are going to have disappointment over hearing of somebody passing. I know people don't like it when I give that message. I've gotten criticized about that before, but if I don't tell what my guides are telling me, they may not continue to keep giving me messages. So I'm not going to sit here and lie on, YouTube to you. So, but this is a general reading, so it's not going to be the same for all of you. So to me, right now, it's not coming up like a breakup or a divorce. It's like, it could be also that you could hear of some loss, like somebody's house got swept away in Hurricane Irma or Hurricane Harvey. So it could be some loss you're hearing about of somebody that you're related to, you care about. It's not necessarily that they passed. Some of you, it may be that. So keep that in mind. You also may hear that somebody may have broken their ankle, may have had some kind of fall or hurt themselves, and because I see you thinking and feeling like I want to do everything I can to help them. So you may get a healthcare provider in to help them. You may send them money. So this is to do with some disappointment or loss with somebody you are connected to. I don't really feel like it's happening to you personally. It could be because this is a general reading, but it feels more like somebody you're related to or connected to, and all those things I just described right there. But if they're like, for some of you, you want to be able to help them. Like if they lost their house, or if they got into some kind of fall, or they broke their ankle, or there's some kind of health problem. I do feel like you want to help them. So I hope those messages were helpful to you, Geminis. Please stay tuned to the beginning of the month of October, and those videos that I post for the Psychic Tarot readings for the beginning of the month are 20 minutes long. So this is just an update. So now on to the sign of Cancer. The first card you have here, Cancer, is Page of Rods. This could be a fire sign person, could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising sign. But this could also be someone giving you a message, like this page could be bringing in a message about work or a communication or something new, because it is a rod he's holding, which is new beginnings, fertility. It can also be communications. It can be business and enterprise. So it could be some kind of news coming to you about that. I do hear that you are, some of you, maybe you've been dieting or exercising, and I feel like you are becoming a lean, mean fighting machine. Some of you, that's what they're showing me, like lifting weights, working out, exercising, and you're feeling like motivated. You're, even if you're not doing the exercise and doing all of that, I feel like your level of drive, stick-to-itiveness, motivation is all heightened and elevated right now in mid-September. Some of you are getting a promotion, or some of you are hearing some kind of change at work. I don't feel like it's bad. I feel like it's more like a promotion or something shifting and changing. For some of you, you may have to drive farther to work. If they're saying, you know what, we're moving this operation over here, then over here may be a little farther for you than what you normally drive. But some of you, I do feel like there's some kind of advancement, some kind of promotion, some kind of change. And for many of you, this is involving work, your place of work. Some of you are going to be in some kind of talent show. Some of you are going to be speaking in front of some kind of audience. You could be making a speech, a presentation. You may be doing it in a school auditorium, on a stage, or it could be in a college. It could be in an elementary school, any kind of school. But I do get some of you giving some kind of presentation, talk, speech, or maybe you take ballet, right? Or maybe you have learned how to sing. You've been developing your singing voice, or you know how to play an instrument, and your teacher is putting together in a conservatory or in an auditorium some kind of presentation. These can be adults. I used to be in play the violin with adults, and we would have recitals. It could be something like that as well. So the second card you have here for the mid-month of September is the Nine of Rods, and this to me is being prepared and ready for battle. It is a card like getting your ducks in a row, getting everything in alignment. You could be also suspicious of someone or some situation. Some of you are you may have taken something off the market. Maybe you were trying to sell a house or a piece of property, or it was an estate and we're trying to sell it. Maybe it's not yours. It could have been your deceased parent or aunt or uncle or family member. But I hear like doing something with it. I'm not sure what you've done with it, and then putting it back on the market. Or if it's gone back and forth, like it's been on the market, you took it off the market, you're putting it back on the market again. That's what it feels like. Or it could be about you. Maybe you're single and you were on the market, then you got off the market, and now you're putting yourself back on the market again. Like maybe you were on a dating site, you took yourself off, now you're putting yourself back on. But for many of you, it does feel like about a property more than it feels like yourself, like dating. But that could also be fit this description they're giving me here. Some of you have a sweet deal that's going to come your way, and you're going to buy it out from underneath somebody else. So if there's any bidding wars, like maybe it's a house you want, you're going to get it. You're going to win. You're going to swoop in and get it. Or it could be an eBay purchase, like maybe there's something like big collectible thing that you've got your eye on. You really have to have it. It makes your collection, and you're waiting to bid on it in an auction or on eBay or, a private auction or whatever. Could be an estate sale or an estate auction. You're going to go in and you're going to get a sweet deal, and you're going to swoop in and take it out from underneath somebody else. But it could be a property. So I see that happening for some of you Cancers in the mid-month of September. You may feel like you have to knuckle down and tighten your belt and rein in, you're pulling the reins on any spending that you might be doing. So maybe after this, because I don't feel it's going to stop you from whatever this is that you're getting, this sweet deal you're going to swoop in and get, or if you're going to buy a house or whatever auction it could be, you're going to win. I feel it's after the fact, you're going to have to knuckle down and then tighten your belt and not do too much spending. I feel like that's your hurrah, and then you have to calm down a little bit. Not forever, just for a little bit. So hopefully that helped you. Now on to the sign of Leo. The first card you have here of the two for this mid-month update, Leo, is Seven of Pentacles. And this is being tired and exhausted of your hard work and efforts and gaining financial gains and financial rewards from your hard work and efforts. It can also mean being stressed out and tired or worried about money, or being exhausted in some other way. But usually this means you're getting money coming to you. Wow, some of you Leos, I really feel, are getting a big pay raise or some kind of big money increase here. Maybe you're in the stock market and some windfall is coming to you, like something jumped up exponentially, or if you're working, you could be getting, I really hear it as a big raise, but let's just say your pay's getting elevated here for a lot of you Leos, your money. I feel like someone's been trying to bypass something, and they did away with a department, and now you're going to get it. So I know that's a little PC and weird, but because I see somebody around you trying to skip over a step and get around doing something. And I feel like either you're not going to let that happen, or somebody higher up isn't going to let that happen. But then I feel like a department or some job or position gets cut out and done away with. And then I feel like this may be why you get that raise. They could be not connected, those two things I said, or connected. I don't know. But I see somebody around you trying to cut corners or cut steps or bypass something. And then they're talking about a department or a position getting removed or taken away. There's a new romance budding for some of you in September. Even though this card has nothing to do with romance, they're bringing it up. Some of you were putting money away into a trust fund or into a college fund for, like, I see some of you Leos putting money away, or it could even be a vacation fund if you don't have kids. But it's like putting money away. Some of you, first it came up as for your kids' college. Second, it came up as a trust fund. Thirdly, it comes up as a vacation. So I see some of you, and it could be other things I'm not even hearing, that you, like I see you focusing on your money and you're putting it in some kind of fund, or you're putting it in something. Could be an IRA or something like that. The second card you have here is the Emperor, and this is usually, to me, a paternal figure on the other side that's watching you, guiding you, protecting you, giving you ideas and inspirations that may feel like yours, but they're actually coming from the Emperor. This could be a father, a grandfather, a step-grandfather, a stepfather. Could be a boss, an ex-boss, a husband, and it can be all of those same things in the living. Sometimes it's someone deceased, but it could be all those things I just said also in the living. Some of you are trying to hide money, and you're or want to open accounts or hide money, and I feel like you're trying to do it from the Emperor. Maybe you're married or you have a significant other, and you don't want them to know. Now, it could be they could be doing it to you also, so that could go either way. So there could be hidden accounts or trying to hide money. Either the Emperor's doing it to you, or you are doing it and hiding it from the Emperor. You write down your dreams, because I hear you're going to be hearing a lot of, you're going to be receiving a lot of important information in the dream state. And this is going to be really helpful to you to start writing your dreams down, because I feel like you're getting messages that are important and useful to you, and maybe precognitive in your dreams. And I feel like if you have a paternal figure on the other side, they're the ones giving it to you. I can speak for myself. My father is deceased, and he happens to give me, he doesn't do it all the time, but he's the one that gives me very specific messages, and he uses animal totems and things like that in dreams that I always remember, and I know when it's coming from my father. Okay, he just came around me when I said that. I feel this is the case for you, Leo, also. You have that kind of activity going on. So pay attention to your dreams in September and moving forward, and start writing them down, because you're getting important messages from a male figure that would be paternal in some way to you that's deceased. Because I hear there's hidden agendas and secrets that are going to be revealed of either you. See, I'm a little sketchy on this. I got to listen to it one more time. But I really feel like there's some hidden agendas going on, and this Emperor is letting you know what they are. But I also pick up from this Emperor, you could have hidden agendas and be hiding stuff from the Emperor. So I go back and forth to say, but some of your dreams may come from the Emperor that's warning you or letting you know about people, or it doesn't have to be just people. It could be agencies or who knows, around you that have secrets, hidden agendas around you, that you're getting the knowledge of it from your dreams, or you're doing it to the Emperor. Trust your gut and your instincts right now in mid-September and going into October, because for some reason, Leo, I get this weird sense you're like ready to fly off the handle about something. So if you have a tendency to have a temper, you may not have all the facts, and I see you being like bad, like you want to be mad about something, but I don't feel you have all the information yet. So try to hold on to your temper and not fly off the cuff, because you might not have all the information you need. So hope that helped you. Please stay tuned at the beginning of the month of October, where the readings for the beginning of the month are 20 minutes long. This is just the update, Leo, so stay tuned for the monthly psychic tarot readings, which are longer. So now I'm going to look into the sign of Virgo. The first card you have, Virgo, is the 10 of Rods, and this is, to me, moving on to new and better horizons with 10 rods of burden on your shoulder. And the 10 rods of burden are actually knowledge and experience that you've gained that are helping you as you move toward the new and better horizons. I feel like you're finally dispelling some fears, and some of you are working out some issues from your past, or you have. And this, for some reason, is helping you now to move forward. I see many of you dispelling fears and moving forward. Some of you may take a trip where you go travel cross country. Some of you may take a trip or start doing some cross country skiing, because I get cross country, but some of you it's a trip, and some of you it's cross country skiing. Or it could be a trip to do cross country skiing. That's possible too. You don't want to eat crow. Don't divulge too much information. Keep some cards close to your vest, because I feel like some of you might find in some situation in your life, if you do not keep the lid on some stuff, you may end up having to eat crow later. So don't give out too much. You're going to know what I'm talking about at the time that it comes up. When you start to feel like you're going to gossip or you're going to divulge something, hold back on it, Virgo, would be my advice. I know it's unsolicited advice, but I always like to give you what I get from my guides. And I feel like you may feel later on like you wish you hadn't said something. So when the trigger, pay attention to your intuition, don't ignore it. I get like this little twitch in your stomach, like a key. When you feel like a key's been turned in your stomach, that's when you're like, don't say what you're ready to say, because it could come back at you that you wish you hadn't. You might start assembling some kind of plan of attack, where you're organizing people or managing people or things to get together and like implement something. It could be in business, it could be in your family, where it's like getting a map together or a plan of some kind of attack of how you're going to tackle. I don't know what, because it could be anything. It's a general reading, and I don't have a lot of time to give you here, so I have to keep going, because I'm already past your midpoint here. You've got the Knight of Swords next, which is an air sign male. This would either be a Libra, Gemini, or an Aquarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign, or it could be showing up for some other reason. It doesn't have to be a male. It could be a female also. I feel like you're kind of going round and round in circles in your mind about this Knight of Swords. Some of you feel like you're in a quandary about them. You're not sure what to make of them. Some of you may feel like you want them in your life. Some of you may be not sure whether you want them there or not. They could be at a great distance to you. It may be emotionally speaking or physically speaking also comes up here. You may be, some of you, this is general reading, so it's not going to apply to all of you. You may feel like they're asking a lot of questions to you. This could be a boss. It could be a significant other. Could even be your child. But whoever this is asking you a lot of questions in September and October. They may also come to you and feel like they need advice from you, or that you hold the secret or the key ingredient that they need, because I get them coming. Some of them are coming to you for advice and asking you for that missing piece that they need, that key ingredient that they need to know. Some of you, that's what's going on with this Knight of Swords. Some of you, you're not sure about them, or you don't know what to make of them, or you're in a quandary about them. Some of you may feel emotionally distant from them, or they may be at a distance from you. These are, see, when the people cards come up, they mean multiple things. So hopefully you can sort it out why this Knight of Swords is here from those messages right there. Whatever way you're dealing with them in September, I do feel like they're coming at you strongly, whether it's for advice or asking you a lot of questions, or whether you're dithering about them and uncertain about them. Their energy is coming at you strongly in the midpoint of September and going through till the end of October. So hopefully you can sort out how you're going to handle them or deal with them. But remember what I said earlier through the other card. Keep your cards close to your vest. Watch your words. And when you get like a weird twinge of intuition, don't say what you're ready to say, because I feel like you're going to feel like you put your foot in your mouth or you're eating crow later. Just keep that in mind. So I hope those messages made sense to you. Now I'm going to look into Libra. And the first of the two cards you got, Libra, is Queen of Rods. This could be an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. That could be their sun sign, their rising sign, or their moon sign. Could also be a male. You're doing a lot of talking to them, communicating with them in September and in October. They're giving you a lot of things to think about with whatever they're saying to you. You're going to be doing a lot of thinking after you talk to them. They're working on some kind of goal or achievement or high aspiration, and I'm not sure how you're connected to them yet, but you're connected to them somehow, because they wouldn't show up here. They've got to be somebody of importance for you, or else they wouldn't show up in your reading. You're taking them at their word. They could be promising something to you or giving something back to you, or the other way around. You could be promising them something or giving them back something. They're starting to grow and change. They're looking different to you than they did before. You're either they're growing and changing and they look different to you than they did before, or they're just changing. So because of their changing, that they're looking different to you because of their changes. I feel for many of you, you have some kind of history with them. Like you've been through a lot with them. They may be your mother or a parent to you. They could be a sibling or a spouse. But it's somebody that you've been with a long time or you've known a long time. I feel some of you may get some important insight or information coming from them. Like intel comes up. So I'm not really sure in what way, because this is just the mid-month update. So you have to stay tuned in the beginning of October and see if they come up again. You've got the Fool here as your next card. You've got the Fool here as your next card, and this is starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations. But you have to be grounded, or you might end up falling off the cliff. And you have to have your wits about you. Some of you may be, I see you like looking for new possibilities, and you may be looking for higher ground. Maybe you want to move up to the mountains, or move to a place that has more mountains in the area, or higher level, higher plane, a flood elevation plane. I don't know, like you might be looking for higher ground. Hesitation, all will be lost. Any opportunity that comes your way in September and October, you need to jump on it, or you will find an opportunity. Like, you don't want an opportunity to slip through your fingers. So anything that pops up that's like an opportunity for you, if you're like, should I, shouldn't I, dithering, I would grab it, because I feel like you're going to have buyer's remorse. Or there'll be some opportunity that you might miss, and you'd be disappointed about that. So try not to dither, because I do feel like you have some kind of opportunity that comes up you need to act on. I see love, attention, and affection and abundance starts flowing to you more in a way. In this month of September and October, even though this is a mid-month of September, October keeps coming up to me for you. Because I get, like, when you're pouring out generosity, money, kindness, and love to, I don't know whether it's to your kids or to people in your family, or, to help anybody that had problems from the hurricanes that have been going on, and the storms and the fires in Montana, or maybe if you're in another country, there could be other things going on, disasters that people need aid and help from. But wherever you're showing generosity of money, kindness, and love, you're going to have it mirrored back to you. It's going to come back to you. And quickly. I feel like it's a quick turnaround. I don't feel like you're doing these things and then you're waiting eons to see it, like the benefits of it to come back to you. So they're also saying hindsight's 20/20. So you need to avoid the energy of, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. Or, oh, I should never have done that. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. They're saying don't waste your time with that. So if you find those energies kicking up in September and going into October, where you're like, shoulda, coulda, woulda, don't bother doing it, because you're just wasting your energy there. So I hope those messages helped you, Libra. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. And the first card you have, Scorpio, is the Knight of Rods, which is a fire sign male, could be a female, of Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. And look, you got, I think this is the same person, or it could be two different people. You also got the King of Rods. So you're being very impacted or dealing with in some way a lot in mid-September going into October with a fire sign, could be a male, strongly here. You could be working on something with them where you need to put it down on paper and document it. So that could be somebody you're working with, a coworker or a boss. But this could also be somebody you're in a relationship with, and maybe you want a document, like maybe you want to get married. Or maybe you want some documentation between you and them, even if you're not married, but they're a significant other to you. Maybe you're starting a business together. Because I see wanting something in writing or documentation in some way, or some like commitment. Maybe you want them to commit to you, or to make you a promise and follow through with it from this, whoever this Knight of Rods is for you in mid-September. They may be changing. I got this about another sign looking at somebody different. I think Virgo's got it. You're getting it here also with this, like you're looking at them differently, or they've changed, or they're changing, or they changed what they're doing. Either they've changed, or they've changed what they're doing, or you've changed about the way you look at them, because I get you're looking at them differently. And I feel like there's something about them you kind of wish they hadn't. It's something like you wish they did. They weren't doing. You wish they weren't doing it. Or the change that they made, you wish they hadn't. Because I see you feeling like a little disappointed about them in some way. Not completely, but you seem a little bit at odds about them. Some of you Scorpios, if you're older, this could be someone that is getting ready to retire and they want to travel. Because I hear the words retiring and traveling. So I feel like this Knight of Rods may start to do that. And you might be doing it with them. I don't know, but it's coming up for some of you. Not all of you is the Knight of Rods retiring. But here you have the King of Rods. As I said, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It might be the same person. For some of you, I feel like you're having some kind of disagreement or possibly an argument with this King of Rods. They may be trying to manipulate you or to use their will directed at you to get you to change your mind about something. So be careful of coercion. I don't know if that's the right word. Let's say manipulation. Be on your guard. Be aware, because I feel so. This could be a boss. It could be a love. It could be your spouse. It could be a parent. It could be anybody that's fire. But see, the problem here is, Scorpio, it could be their sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. So if it's the rising or moon sign, you may not know it's them. But I feel like you're going to know who this is. And actually, I do feel like for you, this is the same person. Most of you. I don't feel this is two separate people in your reading. I really feel like it's the same person. They may be trying to deceive you or hide an object or hide something from you or keep a piece of information from you. It's possible, because I feel like, I don't know that it's huge deception. It might not be any big deal. For some of you, you might feel that way. For some of you, you might not. But I feel like, because I see them hiding something, like either they're hiding it in their dresser drawer, or they're hiding it in their car, or they're hiding. It may not be a tangible thing for you to find or see. It could be something else, but I get like something hidden, or something they don't want you to know. Either they're hiding something like an object, or there's something they don't want you to know. You may have a kind of up and down relationship with this King of Rods. King of Rods. You may not always, it may not, I don't feel like it's disastrous, but I do feel like you may feel like it's peaks and valleys with this. Now, I do feel really strongly in this reading, I'm going to say I do feel it's the same person. So you must have some serious involvement with them, or a lot's going on with them for them to want to show up twice here. So I hope this helped you. Please stay tuned at the beginning of every month, because those videos are 20 minutes long, and this is just a 6-minute Psychic Tarot update in the middle of the month. So see what else comes out then. So now onto the sign of Sagittarius. And the first card you have, Sagittarius, is the Fool. So this is starting out on a new path and a new journey with high hopes and high aspirations. You might have your head in the clouds, so watch your step, because you don't want to get blindsided and fall off the edge of the cliff. So have your wits about you on your new journey. I see you releasing a lot of things up to the wind, going, I release you. I see you giving a lot of things up to God, or a higher power, or the universe, or the divine source, whatever word you want to use there, Sagittarius, because I feel like you're giving up about something in the sense of control. I feel like there's something you're going, you know what? There's nothing I can do about it, so I'm giving it up. I'm releasing the fear or worry or anxiety about having to control something. So it's like, you know, some people might say giving it to God, giving it up to God. It's kind of like that, or you're just realizing, you know what, I've got no control over this situation. There's something going on in your life, and you're just like releasing it. You could be talking to a lot of people in employment agencies. You could be talking to a lot of people in the government. because employment agencies, government agencies all swirl around here. So in the mid-month of September, you could be talking to people in regards to either of those areas. You might be trying to get a license, a permit, a contract. I see you working long and hard, poring over something, a computer screen or books or paperwork. I see you trying to figure something out. So you're going to be spending a lot of time and energy poring over something. It could be something you need to learn or study. It could be a class that you're taking. It could be studying for a test. It could be paperwork or knowledge that you need to have to get any permit or license or documentation or anything that you need. You may have to learn a lot about that specific thing. You need more knowledge on it. Maybe you're thinking of moving and you're doing research on where you want to go. It could even be something like that. The next card you have here is Four of Rods. This can be marriage. It could be if you're married. Could be about your marriage. It could also be getting married. Maybe you're single and you're going to get married. This could also be attending a wedding or throwing a wedding. It can also mean sometimes success coming to you in springtime. Some of you may feel like you're under pressure because your biological clock is ticking, and you may feel like you either want to adopt a child or foster children, or you might want to give birth to a child, because I feel some of you feel like pressure about time running out. Now, it could be time running out on something else that has nothing to do with children or giving birth to children. It could be on a court case, maybe time's running out, statute of limitations, or time's running out for you to get something completed that you need to do. Maybe you need to take a course or a test or a class or something by a certain time, or sign up for it, or time's running out. But for some of you, it's your biological clock is ticking and you may feel like that time is running out. Some of you may be starting to talk to someone new that could turn into a love relationship or a love partner for you. And it may start out very unobtrusively, very not in your face. Oh, this is, we're trying to connect and hook up. It could be very subtle, somebody you talk to, you need their advice, you've got to do something with them, or they're, and then you have to see them again, and then maybe you see them again, and it starts to build. I feel it's something that starts as an association that can turn into a friendship, that could actually build into a relationship for some of you. Some of you may want to get away. You may want to take a vacation. Or because I see some of you, the guides are talking about some of you getting on a plane and flying somewhere, but I feel like it's like a getaway. So maybe you're going to, I don't know, a faraway place. But I feel like it's tropical. And I hesitate to say that because we just all, poor islands, Puerto Rico and St. Martin, and there's other islands too that got affected by Hurricane Irma. And I'm recording this on the 8th of September, and Hurricane Irma is still going. It's still happening. But it's weird. I feel some of you getting on a plane and going someplace, and for some of you, it's someplace tropical. Probably not to those locations unless you had a house there. You needed to go check on it. But I do see some of you getting on a plane and going to islands. For some of you, this is because of a vacation to get away. So I hope those messages helped you. Now on to Capricorn. And the first card you have here, Capricorn, is the Judgment card. This usually to me would mean, what do we think about a situation? How do we feel about it? What's the word? What's the proclamation? How are things going to go down? And how does it affect everyone involved? So it's usually about something in particular. I feel like you need more time to sort something out. I feel some of you Capricorns are getting put into a position of power, but I feel like you're up against something confusing to you. It could be at work, it could be at school, it could also be in some other like circumstance or situation. I can't just see at the moment what it could be other than that. Like maybe you're sit on a board of some club or something, but I see you being put in a position of power, and there's something you have to figure out and come to some conclusions and decisions about. But for some reason, I feel like it's difficult. You're like running into a snag, or like there's some like difficulty you're trying to like flesh out or figure out. There's something complicated, almost like a knot. Like you're looking at this knot and you got to untie it, or there's some snag and it's like, I can't figure it out. Doesn't mean you're not going to. This is what I can see at this point. Some of you may have some agreement, like a leasing agreement with something, or some other kind of written agreement, or even verbal. It could be some other kind of any kind of agreement, really. I get it falls apart. I hate to say that to you. It could be a deal. It could be a business deal you're working on and something you're trying to get cooking or happening here. And I feel like for some reason it falls apart. Don't be surprised if there's some kind of recall on a product that you may have bought. It could be something as simple as a box of macaroni and cheese, because I know that's happened in the past. I remember a couple years ago, there was a recall on stuff like that. But it could be something like a car or an appliance that had some malfunction, and you may get some kind of notice about it, or phone call, or writing postcard, or an email indicating there's a recall on it. That also comes up here. The next card you have here in the reading is the Eight of Swords, which is being trapped in an emotional prison, or trapped in a situation and you can't see the way out of it. There could be secrets being kept from you, or things that are hidden, or you just don't have all the information. So it could be an internal prison, an actual prison, could be imprisoned by a circumstance also. It's like there's something you can't complete in mid-September because you don't have all the facts and figures. So I feel like there's some deal that falls apart, or something that you're trying to work on or not, or complication you're trying to untie and figure out, but you don't have all the facts and you don't have all the numbers. You don't have all the figures either to be able to figure it out and sort it out right now at this point. You may be getting a new computer, or if you use a computer in your work, you could be changing over to a new computer system. You could also be changing your bank, or doing anything changing with your banking comes up here. So anything changing with your bank, computer systems, possibly getting a new computer. There may be a plant that you work for, or a business you work for, or a company you work for that they shut down. It's not the first time I got this in this mid-month. Some other sign got something like that, like doing away with the department. I'm getting it similar here, but this feels more like, yeah, it's similar. A division, shutting a division down, or shutting a plant down, or shutting an office down. It could even be a product line. Maybe it's a line of production that gets shut down. Like a specific car line, they're going to shut it down. They're not going to do it anymore. Or a particular product, or something that's connected. But it would not be just some arbitrary thing. There's a reason it's coming up here for you. So it could be the company you work for, or a business you own. or it could be something that you've bought or something that you use or buy regularly that would affect you. So that's coming up here with 8 of Swords. You were a little complicated for me to read for some reason. Not totally, but it was slightly confusing about what was going on with you there, Capricorn. So I sure hope it made sense to you. So now on to the sign of Aquarius. And the first card you have, Aquarius, is the 7 of Pentacles. And the 7 of Pentacles is a card to me that symbolizes being tired and exhausted from your hard work and efforts, but gaining financial gains and financial rewards from that work. It can also be just being exhausted. It could be, you could be worried about money. Sometimes that can come up. Some of you are receiving some kind of words, emails, or compliments of gratitude. You could also be receiving a gift from someone of gratitude. Somebody could be paying you back for something or giving you some kind of gift of gratitude. I see research and development happens very quickly and you moving in some kind of new direction. So something that you're doing with either your job or your life in some way, or your own business or your work, I see you doing some kind of research, and then you're developing something, and you're heading in some kind of direction with it. Could be a new direction or an offshoot of something. You're going to get some kind of medal of honor, some kind of something is achieved, attaining some kind of goal, like you're some goal you're striving for. It's like you're going to achieve it. You may start creating something dramatically different. You may start putting things on paper and writing some kind of story or putting something into words. Also, if you design anything, you could start drawing designs for something, like a new line of clothes, a new hats, or something like maybe designing a new website. I don't know, but I see you designing something, and some of you, you're drawing this out, but I see some of you putting some things on paper, like in writing. You could be writing a story, a novel, a book, an instruction manual, you know, anything in writing I see coming up here too. Designing new things, designing new lines of things, and also putting things in writing. I do feel that some of you get some kind of financial rewards for this at the end of the year. I don't know, I would assume they mean 2017, not 2018, but at the end of the year, I feel you get some kind of financial gain or financial benefit. Now you got 2 of Rods, Aquarius. This is partnership in business, partnership in romance. It can also be how you're creating, like you creating something and presenting it to the world, which actually was being discussed here in the 7 of Pentacles. You may start listing things for sale. You may list a house for sale. You may list objects that you possess for sale in auctions on eBay or Craigslist or some other way you may know of to sell. Like Facebook, I think, has some like yard sale sites. Like, I don't know, I haven't seen that, but I've heard of it. A friend of mine told me about that. So I feel like some of you are listing some things for sale. Could even be your house. But it feels more like personal property, I feel. Some of you may receive an award or a gift of cash that could come to you unexpectedly out of the blue from someone. Maybe it's an inheritance, a gift of cash, or, you know, I don't know, like a signing bonus or something. It wouldn't be what you would it's out of the norm. It's not something in your normal everyday thing of like a paycheck. It's something different. I feel like you need some time to process and assimilate to some new information that's coming to you down the pike. This could be, if you're a medium, a psychic, or a channel, it could be new information coming to you that way. If you are, this could be in any line of work that you have or anything going on in your life. Like you're getting new information, and it's like you have to assimilate to getting it and processing it. It could be, you know, maybe you work for a company and you're getting a whole boatload of new information and you're like, whoa, this is going to take me a little while to like sort it out and figure it out. I get some of you having that feeling about it. I also see you putting some finalities to something. Like they're showing me you licking a stamp and putting it on an envelope and licking the envelope and sealing it and sending it off. So to me, I feel like they're showing like a completion of something. That was a symbol of like you're done with, you finish something and you complete it and then it moves out. So think on that, Aquarius, and please stay tuned to the beginning of every month where I do the Psychic Tarot readings, which are 20 minutes long as opposed to this short 6-minute update for each of the signs. So you'll get more information there. So the next sign I'm going to look into is Pisces. Pisces, your first card here is the Hanged Man. So this is being in limbo. You're not moving forward. You're not moving backward. You're in a state of suspended animation, and you have to draw from your psychic ability very strongly when this card shows up in your life. I feel like there's some change that you want to make, but I feel that you're afraid to I feel like you're afraid to do something different, or you're afraid to look differently. So there's some change you're on the fence about, but you're leery about whether to do it or not, Pisces. That's how it comes up. There's somebody new that comes in and wants to invite you to attend something, some kind of gathering. This could be on a social level. It could be something at a school. It could also be like a meetup group. There's so many things, but I get like somebody's going to invite you to something. It could be a presentation from a company or about a project or a product line or I don't know. I just see you, like, to me, it looks like it's a gathering you get invited to, but I feel like there's a presentation at the gathering that you go to. Like somebody's presenting something, either ideas or new subject matter. You could be going to a conference, you know, lots of different kinds of conferences that go on. It could be a personal interest conference or meetup group of some sort, but I see you getting invited and attending this. I do feel like something going on here is going to make you want to change your direction completely, either about your own spiritual beliefs and religious beliefs, or about what you do for work or your career, or something else that's really important to you and that you believe in. Could even be changes about yourself and your own thinking. But I see like you're considering making some changes, but for some reason I don't feel like it's really easy for you to do it. Like it's not like, oh, it's a snap, I'm changing this and changing that. You're like, it's a bit of a, it's like trying to run through a pool filled with molasses. You want to do it, but it's not a swift change. The second card you have is the Death card. That is transformation, so something is changing here. The Death card means something ending, so something new can begin. Sometimes this does indicate an actual physical death and rebirth of something, actually, or a person. It can happen, but not always. It's not always that. It could be a transformation in you. I feel like you want to do some mental and emotional overhaul on your projection. So what you're projecting out, it's like, I feel like you want to do, I know this is going to sound nuts. I feel like you want to reprogram yourself in a different way. Whatever your programming was, social programming, belief systems, whatever it was, it's like you want to change the programming and your projection. So it could be as simple as, I don't don't feel like I looked professional enough before. So now I want to change my whole, outward look and appearance and way of handling and dealing with people to seem more professional. Or it could be, maybe you believed one spiritual religion, a particular religion, and now you're like, I'm renouncing that. I'm going in a whole different way. I'm going to this religion or this belief system. But it has to do with like mental programming and what you think a lot, or what you spin around about, and what you project outwardly to others. It's like you want to do this. It's like you're rebooting yourself and reprogramming yourself in some way. But it's going to be different for all of you Pisces, what area this is. It could be career direction. It could be spiritually. It could be, socially in some way. It's not going to be the same for all of you what this reprogramming, rebooting is, and projection, new projection you want to do out is going to be associated with, because it's a general reading. Some of you are going to stand your ground and really hold firm on some subject matter that tries to get overturned, and you're going to stand your ground on it, and it could be in a court battle, or you could have a dispute with somebody that they're like, Pisces, you need to do this, or I really think you need to do that, and I can see you going, nope, I'm standing my ground. I'm not leaving, or I'm not So it's contradictory what I'm saying to you here, so bear with me. It's a general reading, and a lot of people that watch this, it's going to be like, what's she talking about? First she says she's their Pisces are reprogramming themselves and changing their projection and their programming, and then on the other hand she's saying something comes up and they're standing their ground and saying no. I feel like that's more like if somebody comes up to you and says, I don't agree with this, you need to stop doing that, you're going to go, no, I'm not changing my mind about it. Or, I want you to move out, you need to leave, and you're going to say, no, I'm standing my ground, I'm going to not leave. Like, I don't know that the two things I picked up with this card are the same thing. They could be two different areas, or they could be the same, and it's just somebody comes in, because I feel like there's a catalyst over here, that's trying to get you to change your mind, or wants you to do something differently, or is trying to sway you or push you in a certain direction or another. And I see you going, no, I'm staying firm on that. But the two may not be the same topic of what I said here. So please listen to the Death card again. It was a little confusing to explain how I'm picking up the messages, so I do hope it made sense to you. So I want to thank you all so much for watching, sharing, and liking my videos. Thank you for subscribing and for Google Plusing. I do truly appreciate that. And please be sure to subscribe. That way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you would like to get a continuation of the reading for the beginning of the month and just a crystal reading for this month of September 2017 for each sign of the Zodiac, you can access these videos for download and purchase by clicking on the link below this video in the Show More section, and it will take you to my Vimeo videos on demand page for September 2017 psychic crystal readings for each sign of the Zodiac. Also, the other video specials that I'm running for this month, mid-month of September, is a past, present, and future psychic tarot reading for each sign of the Zodiac, where I'm looking into your past, I'm looking into the present, which would be August, September, and October of 2017. And the third card will be for your future of what's coming up for the next 6 months. If you're interested in getting these readings, they're also in the link underneath this video in the Show More section. You click on that link and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo. Now, you can also access these videos by going to my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. clicking on the videos tab on my menu. It's a drop down menu. Please go to page 11, and there you will see the headings for these past, present, and future psychic tarot readings for each sign of the zodiac. And you will also see the videos for the crystal readings for September 2017 for each sign of the zodiac. You just pick what you want there, click on your sign, and it will take you to those videos on Vimeo. I hope you have an absolutely splendid rest of your month of September, all of the signs of the zodiac out there, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.